Hello everyone. Today in continuation of my previous lecture on input output devices, today we are going to learn the input and output devices related to audio, which now forms an essential component of any desktop. As we are living in the age of multimedia, audio is an important component, and therefore, today we are going to discuss the audio input and output devices. As you know that the computer is a multifunctional device which is used widely these days for various purposes, whether it is for accounting, programming, software development, banking, surfing or for other utility purposes. The computer works with the help of some basic devices such as monitor, keyboard, speaker, CPU, printer, etc. These devices are actually classified in two different sections. One is output device, another is input device. The output devices help in providing the output of the processed data to the end user. Some of the output devices are printers, monitors, speakers, etc. Whereas, on the other hand, input devices are those which help in transmitting the data that is actually required to be processed. Some of the input devices are keyboard, scanner, mouse, joysticks, etc. Today, as told earlier, that we are going to talk about the audio devices. Briefly, audio output devices help in transmitting audio from CPU to the end user. Also, the audio generated by the end user is transferred to CPU through the audio input devices. The audio output is output in the form of voice or music. Speakers and headset are the most common type of audio output hardware. The speakers connect to the PC and provide audio output for variety of applications like computer games, music, video, TV, video conferencing and other applications that have audio output. The audio output may also come through text to speech systems. The software converts the given word into audio output. For example, you go to the bank and ask for your balance after entering the account number. The automated audio output system confirms your account number by converting the account number into words and then tells you the balance along with your name as audio output. Listening to the audio output is convenient for the end user and interpret it. Speaker is an essential part of the computer device, especially if used for home entertainment. Although they are external element and are connected separately, but they play very important role in bringing the output in the form of audio signals. Basically, speakers are amplifiers which help in amplifying the signals coming from the computer, which further helps us in listening and understanding the output in the audio form. Speakers resemble stereo systems and are available in variety of prices, sizes and shapes depending upon the sound quality and volume levels. Some speakers consist of only pair of speakers. Others include a subwoofer for better bass tones to produce surround sound effects. Many speakers have headphone jack so that the sound can be heard to the user without disturbing the surroundings. Now, let us understand what basically speakers are comprised of. Generally, speakers are an electroacoustic transducer that produces sound in response to an electrical audio signal input. Where high fidelity reproduction of sound is required, multiple speakers may be used, each reproducing a part of the audible frequency range. Miniature speakers are also found and generally available in the market. Large speaker systems are used for music, sound reinforcement in theaters and concerts and in public address systems. The term speaker may refer to individual transducers, also known as drivers, or a complete speaker system consisting of an enclosure including one or more drivers. To adequately reproduce a wide range of frequencies, most loudspeaker systems employ more than one driver particularly for higher sound pressure level or maximum accuracy. Individual drivers are used to reproduce different frequency ranges. The drivers are named subwoofers for very low frequencies. Woofers produce low frequencies, mid-range speakers which produces middle range frequencies, tweeters that help in producing high frequencies, and sometimes super tweeters optimize for highest audible frequencies. The terms for different speaker drivers differ depending on the applications. These first loudspeakers used electromagnets and were costly because large powerful magnets were used. These days you have two speaker system. Two speaker system is one of the most common types of the speaker setups. It offers moderate quality sound and does not take up any space. Another type of speaker is 5.1 speaker. The 5.1 speaker setup consists of 5 satellite speakers and 1 subwoofers. These systems are the most common surround sound setups in use today. Offering multi-channel output, surround sound systems are excellent for movies and video games as they give the viewer a more realistic audio experience. Another category of speakers is the wireless. Of late, wireless speakers eliminate the mess of wires associated with surround sound speaker setups. While these are excellent for many users, they often conflict with home Wi-Fi network and consume more batteries required for wireless communication. The another type of audio output device is a telephone answering machine. An important application of audio output in computers is replacing the human operator with built-in automated telephone answering machine, which are commonly used in mobile answering and other inquiry systems. In telephone answering machine, the desktop is connected to a telephone. The remote telephone can call the telephone connected to the desktop. The desktop using a software can sense phone ringing, can pick up phone and ask the user to enter the number options. Based on the number options, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 9, it generates the audio output as per the needs of the application of the telephone answering machine. The telephone answering machines are commonly used in railway, mobile or telephone inquiry. LPG, liquid petroleum gas refill bookings are the inquiry system of any institute. These days, the telephone answering machines are commonly used. Next, we are going to talk about the audio input devices. The category of audio input devices is divided into two categories: voice input systems and musical input system. A system used to input spoken words and convert them into digital form is known as voice input system. All voice input systems have a hardware device called microphone or headset, a set of headphones with built-in microphone. The voice input is processed by the appropriate software such as IBM ViVOS. The voice input systems can also be used for Windows commands and can be used by the user who cannot use mouse or keyboard due to their inability to do so. They may be handicapped people, they may only use the sound systems. They are also used for hands-free operations for controlling machines, robot and surgeon during surgical procedures. The working of the voice input systems is demonstrated as follows. The basic element of the speech is phonemes. For example, the English language contains 50 different phonemes. The input spoken words are broken into digital representation of the phonemes. Now, the voice input system picks the phonemes and derives the appropriate word based on the sequence of the spoken phonemes. The ambiguities like there are resolved based on the context of the spoken words. Most voice recognition softwares are intelligent enough to tolerate minor variations in the voice and still recognize accurately the spoken word without ambiguities. Instead of audio in the form of spoken word, the musical input can also be fed into the computer system with the help of musical input devices. Typically, the musical input devices has key like conventional keyboard with additional piano keys to store the basic ragas inside the computer system. Later, this music input can be saved, modified, replayed and attached to other music streams. These devices are termed MIDI. MIDI is the short form of musical instrument digital interface devices and are connected to PC through MIDI port, which is a special port. The input devices can also be used to transfer pre-recorded music to a computer. Using CD in or line in, a person can transfer the tracks from a cassette tape, CD or a stereo tuner to a computer. Once transferred, the track can be used on a portable music player, reburned to a new CD or of the favorites or added to the digital library. A microphone, which is another form of audio input devices, also called a mic, is an acoustic to electric transducer or sensor that converts sound into an electrical signal. Microphones are used in many applications such as telephones, tape recorders, karaoke systems, hearing aids, motion picture production, live and recorded audio engineering, FRS radios, megaphones in radio and television broadcasting, and in computers for recording video, voice, speech recognition, voice over IP or for non-acoustic purposes such as ultrasonic checking or NOx sensors. Most microphones today use electromagnetic induction and they are also called dynamic microphones. Another type of microphones is capacitance change microphone, which are called condenser microphones, piezoelectric generation or light modulation to produce an electrical voltage signal from mechanical vibrations. There are various different types of microphones available these days. The first in the category is condenser microphone. The condenser microphone, invented at Bell Labs in 1916 by E.C. Wendt, is also called a capacitor microphone or electrostatic microphone. The capacitors were historically called condensers. Here the diaphragm acts as one plate of a capacitor and the vibrations produce changes in the distance between the plates. There are two types depending upon the method of extracting the audio signal from the transducer. One is DC based microphones and radio frequency or high frequency condenser microphones. The next in the category of microphone is the electret microphone. An electret microphone is a type of capacitor microphone. The externally applied charge described above under condenser microphone is replaced by a permanent charge in an electret material. An electret is a ferroelectric electric material that is permanently electrically charged or polarized. The name comes from the electrostatic and the magnet. A static charge is embedded in the electret by alignment of the static changes in the material. The alignment process is similar to making of a magnet by aligning the magnetic domains in the piece of iron. Due to their good performance and ease of manufacture, hence low cost, the vast majority of microphones made today are electret microphones. Nearly all cell phones, computers, PDA, headset microphones are electret type. They are used in many applications, from high quality recording to built-in microphones in small sound recording devices and telephones. The next in the category of microphones is the dynamic microphone. Dynamic microphones work via electromagnetic induction. They are robust, relatively inexpensive and resistant to moistures. This, coupled with their potentially high gain before feedback, makes them ideal for on-stage use. Next in the category is moving coil microphones. The moving coil microphones use the same dynamic principle as in a loudspeaker. A small movable induction coil positioned in the magnetic field of a permanent magnet is attached to the diaphragm. When the sound enters through the windscreen of the microphone, the sound wave moves the diaphragm. When the diaphragm vibrates, the coil moves in the magnetic field, producing a varying current in the coil through the electromagnetic induction. A single dynamic membrane does not respond nearly to all audio frequencies. Some microphones, for this reason, utilize multiple membranes for the different parts of the audio spectrum and then combine the resulting signals. Combining the multiple signals correctly is difficult, and designs that do this are rare and tend to be expensive. And therefore, the next microphones in the category are ribbon microphones. The ribbon microphones use a thin, usually corrugated metal ribbon suspended in a magnetic field. The ribbon is electrically connected to the microphone's output, and its vibration within the magnetic field generates the electric signal. The ribbon microphones are similar to the moving coil microphones in this sense that both produce sound by the means of magnetic induction. The basic ribbon microphones detect sound in a bidirectional pattern because the ribbon, which is open to sound both front and back, responds to the pressure gradient rather than the sound pressure. Though the symmetric front and rear pickup can be a nuisance in a normal stereo recording, the high side rejection can be used to advantage by positioning a ribbon microphone horizontally. Next in the category is carbon microphone. A carbon microphone, also known as carbon button microphone or sometimes just a button microphone, use a capsule or button containing carbon granules pressed between two metal plates. A voltage is applied across the metal plates, causing a small current to flow through the carbon. One of the plates, the diaphragm, vibrates in sympathy with the incident sound waves, applying a varying pressure to the carbon. The changing pressure deforms the granules, causing the resistance of the mass of the granules to change. The changes in the resistance cause a corresponding change in the current flowing through the microphone, producing the electric signals. Carbon microphones were once commonly used in telephone. They have limited frequency range, but are very robust devices. With this, I end my discussion on audio input and output devices. Thank you.